So I don't have to keep reading this, 'cause it's sort of hard. So we know weekly he makes $550. What else does it tell us? He's married. All right, what else?
He has 2 allowances.
2 allowances. Now, is the allowances, let's read it again and make sure. He claims 2 allowances, so that's just meaning he's just claiming him and his wife, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Not 2 extra allowances, it doesn't make it sound that way. What else it tells? Nothing else?
What's the Social Security and medical?
So there's one is Social Security and his Medicare and federal income tax. All right. So let's do federal first. First thing you're gonna do, you gotta have that chart. If you don't have that chart, can't find it, the one I passed out a while back, look in the back of the book.
He's married.
Dylan, hold it up and show it to him again.
This thing.
It's in the back of the book, on one of these pages back here.
He's married and has 2 allowances. Makes $550.
What's FIT stand for, what Dylan's looking up? Federal income tax.
27.
$27, anybody else see that on their chart?
Yeah.
That's one of our answers. Now, what the quiz is gonna be over, you won't have to use the chart on it. What the quiz is gonna be over is more about the Social Security and the Medicare,
The tax.
all right? The other taxes. How do we figure out the Social Security?
6.2% times.
So 6.2%, remember that? That's what we're going by. It's probably more than that now, or it's probably a different number now than that, but that's what our book goes by. What do you do to the 6.2% before we do any math?
By the.
Do the decimal.
What is it as a decimal?
6.
Make sure you remember that. Times, how much do you make per week? Grab your calculators, do that for us. $34.10. Anybody else get that? Yes, no, maybe? That's the second part of our answer. Then they also wanted the Medicare, is that right?
Yeah, 1.45.
The Medicare, the percentage is 1.45%. What do we do to that? So what is it? What is it as a decimal?
0.0145.
Make sure you're punching that into your calculator, right? 0.0145 times what?
550.
550? What's that give us?
$7.98.
Does that sound right? $7.98? All right. Now this problem, I think, to get the answer, they actually said, instead of 3 separate answers, they just wanted the total or something, didn't they?
Yeah. Let's just see.
Oh, no, I guess they did have different letters, didn't they? What'd they say?
Well, for A, it's all 3, and for B, it's what's the total deduction amount.
Okay, so to find the total, what would we do there?
Add all 3.
Add all 3 of them up. Somebody add all 3 of those up for us. Say it again.
I got 69.08.
Anybody else get that?
69.
$69.08.
Oh, I'm at the wrong place.
Again, on the quiz, it's not gonna have the federal income tax put in there. It'll just be the Social Security and the Medicare, and then you just total up those.
That's all we're gonna do.
Other questions?
Did we do 15?
15. Problem 15, Georgia Braun has an annual gross pay of $55,500. Her exemptions total $3,000. Let's see here, get rid of this. 55,500. What are you gonna do with her exemptions before I read any farther? Subtract them off. So the exemptions are what, again, what the government doesn't charge you taxes on. So she's only getting charged on the 52,500 instead of the whole 55,500. The state tax rate is 1.5% on the first 2,500. We're gonna need one of these charts, aren't we? So first 2,500, it's 1.5%. Percent here. 1.5%.
Good morning, teachers. Pardon the interruption. Could we have the girls' golf team prepare to leave, please? Again, the girls' golf team prepare to leave.
3% on any amount over 25,000, so this isn't as bad as I thought. So 3% on everything over 2,500. What is the amount of her state tax? So on the first 2,500, they only charge you 1.5%. What's 1.5% as a decimal?
0.015.
So 0.015, and you're gonna times that by what? 2,500. Do that on your calculator. What's 0.015 times 2,500? Say it again. 37.5. What's Peyton know that we're gonna have to do with that?
3750.
Add a 0 there, 3750. Now, everything over that, she gets charged 3%. So what do we do with that? That's 0.03 times how much? How much total money did she make? 52.5, but she's already paid for the first 2,500, so just, you subtract off the 2,500, that's the first 2,500, what are you left with? 50,000? So what's 0.03 times the 50,000? What are you gonna do with those two? Add them up, what do you end up with? And that's the total what? What is that again? State income tax. How could we figure out the Social Security and Medicare that she pays? So take this number times 0.062, and then take it times, what's or Medicaid?
0.0145.
Times it by those two, that would tell you how much Social Security and Medicare they pay, and we could add that up. That's another thing that'd be taken out of the check. Other questions? This was the answer though for 15. Other questions?
Any more khaki? I'm sure you guys ain't ready for this.
Go ahead and do the 16.
16. Problem 16. Timothy is a photographer for a modeling agency. His bi-weekly salary is $2,115.25. What are his annual and monthly salaries? $2,115.25.
So you times that by 2, right?
And that's what this was bi-weekly. How many pays?
2 weeks.
How many pays in a year when you do it bi-weekly? 26 pays. So that means we're dealing with 26 pays. He gets paid that 26 times a year. If we wanted his, what they say, his annual salary, what would we do with this? Multiply it times 26, so do that on your calculator.
5,000.
This is gonna be your annual.
54,996.50.
It's 4,996.50. Alright, so that's his annual salary. How, going by this bi-weekly, how would we figure out his monthly salary?
Times 2.
Times it by 2. So times that by 2, what's that give you?
4,583.
That doesn't sound right.
4,230.50.
Type in something wrong.
I don't know, I just took the annual and divided by 12.
So why is that different? What?
One as me.
So somebody else do it. What's 54,996.50 divided by 12?
You're
What I
putting
got?
50. You're putting 50, not 25. Wait.
Yeah, 50 cents.
Because he's looking at this one, Dylan. Why might it come out different there?
Okay, sorry.
Think about it for a minute.
Because
how many
there's
months
not,
in a year?
because there's not always 30 or 31 days a month.
You're on the right track. How many months in a year? 12. How many times we say he got paid? 26 times. But if he only gets paid, then if we just double that, if he only gets paid twice a month, that'd be 24 instead of 26, wouldn't it? Because there's 2 extra weeks in the year somewhere where months don't actually fall just on 4 weeks. So probably instead of doing it this way, we should probably define the monthly, we should do what?
Divide that by 12.
Divide this by 12.
Solid, right?
So what's it come out to be?
4,583.04.
Because otherwise, what's happening with the guy's pay?
He's getting shit.
He's getting gypped by 2 weeks over the year.
I get a little upset.
And bad thing is,
Did they find out?
Most of the time.
exactly, I would wonder if you would even know that you're getting gypped. All right, all you need on your desk, something to write with and a calculator. Nothing else.
Read the book.
No, don't need the book, don't need the notes.
What the heck?
On this, I have the percentages on this paper for you. All you gotta do is figure out, fill in. Looks just like this. Once I start passing them out, should be no talking. Looks just like that. All you're gonna do is figure out the Social Security tax, the Medicare tax, and the total for each one. So 12 answers there you gotta give. Where's your calculator at, Seth? Oh, you gonna do it in your head?
Well, I definitely ain't a wizard.
Plenty of room in there.
You got so much room, you might as well call it an aquarium.
Save the best for last. Make sure your names are on them. Shouldn't take you a real long time. Should be no talking. Good luck. get finished, you bring the quiz up to me. Elijah, do me a favor, when we start, back it up. Get done, lay it up on my desk. All right, what we're gonna cover today, group insurance.
I don't know, I wish I could.
On the group insurance. First of all, insurance, very, very expensive now. So you have to, a whole bunch of you say, well, I'm just not just gonna have insurance in. That's great. You gotta have,
Pretty sure you have to have car insurance.
you gotta have car insurance, but this is about health insurance. So with group insurance, good idea to have it. I understand where people say, oh, I'm not gonna carry insurance. Might not be a great idea because, does anybody have any idea how much it costs to go to the doctor?
Quite a lot.
$5,000.
I mean, this is
An arm
America.
and a leg.
It's just to go visit the doctor for a normal checkup or something, probably cost you $200 to $250.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They make
Alright,
money.
if you have insurance, you have something, sometimes you have something that's called a copay, and you pay like $20 or $25 or something like that, right? And some, if you have insurance, you don't pay anything when you go in there, and they'll know that. That's why they always ask for your insurance card and everything when you first walk in. They'll know what kind of insurance you have. Sometimes you have a copay, which again is, you pay a small amount, like $20, and then the insurance company pays the rest of it for each visit.
Why do you gotta pay any? Ridiculous.
Well, because the insurance only covers so much of it, it's not everything.
Yeah, I don't even show up to the doctor. And they still do.
Same way with car insurance. What do you have on car insurance?
Liability.
That might be true, but what do you have? You have a deductible.
Yeah, we don't claim nothing like it. I fix it up.
All right, so health insurance offered by many businesses to employees paying, that should say paid in part by the business and part by the employee. So what we're gonna talk about today, like here at Trail, I pay part of my health insurance and they pay part of my health insurance. I think, and some businesses, before they changed to the Affordable Health Care Act, some businesses, if you got a decent job, would pay 100% of your health insurance. Then, when health insurance started getting too high, they would start negotiating in, all right, we're not gonna pay 100%, we'll pay 80% or 70% or something like that. I think here at Trail, I believe that the school pays 70% of my insurance, and then that means I pay what percent? 30%. I think that's what it is. I should know this because I have to negotiate it every year and stuff, and I see it every year, but then I forget. So they pay part of it. A lot of companies now don't even offer health insurance.
Wow.
Because when they went to the Affordable Health Care Act, and a lot of people around the area and in the United States start saying, well, why aren't we like Canada? They just pay for all the health insurance and that's what the Affordable Health Care Act was trying to get to. Doesn't work very well. And that's what they figured out, hey, this doesn't work. We can't pay for everybody's health care and have it work out for our country.
I'm sure someone has to pay it. I'm sure it ain't free.
Right. So, doesn't work out real well. In Canada, I don't know, I've never lived in Canada, so I'm not sure. But in Canada, somehow, all their health care is just free. I don't know how that works.
If I move to Canada, I'll send you a postcard.
All right, you explain it to me. Because that seems like an awful lot of money to, the money's gotta come from somewhere. just like the money when they were passing out all the money here during the,
The simplest check.
right, all the stimulus stuff that they were passing out. Really, really nice of them, but again, where did that money come from?
Taxes.
From the taxpayers. So they're, right, they're giving you money, like me, they're giving me back money that I paid in. Now, it sort of bothered me because not only are they giving me back money that I paid in, Bo here, who's a bum and doesn't do anything, he's getting back money that I paid in. And that sort of didn't set well with a lot of people. My wife liked it and I hated it because I had to remind her all the time. That $600 that you just got,
What did she do with the money? Go buy more clothes?
I have no idea.
Or
Sure paid
nothing?
bills.
Or nothing for it.
Write down these formulas here. You're the employee, you have an employer. The employee's share is the annual amount times the employee's percentage. You're gonna have a percentage, the employer's gonna have a percentage, and we'll figure it up.
Don't do that.
Why is he skinny? Why is he?
Anybody have a guess, money-wise, how much do you think it'd cost for you, just you, all by yourself, not no family, no nothing, just you to carry insurance, health insurance for a year?
I had no idea.
$1,000. That ain't bad at all then.
Like, good insurance or just cheap stuff?
Yeah, just, I don't care either.
Like average?
Yeah.
Let's say $1,000.
$1,300.
$1,200.
You're paying $100 a month, it's $1,200 a year.
1,200. Probably higher.
Yeah, no, we're close, Kyle.
$2,500. $50K.
Now, that's about how much mine costs about 40
A year?
for a family.
You sit by yourself.
Yeah, you said by yourself.
Right, so no family, so you're just thinking, all of a sudden,
Sometimes
from a family to just one person, you're going from 40,000 to 1,000? I don't think so.
Still gonna be at least like 40.
You're right, it's probably gonna
20,
be,
10,000.
probably gonna be $18,
Right.
$20, $25,000 per
Screw
year.
that.
Oh
Hey,
my gosh.
I get like my arm infected, just whack it off. I ain't gonna whack it off.
I take a song.
What's your problem?
What? Nothing, I ain't got a problem.
No, Anna, that's not true. That's not what you said at the beginning of class.
That's kind of ridiculous.
What?
You said it's getting too cold here. You're ready for Georgia.
Oh, I am. It's getting too cold up there.
So, employee share, that's the annual amount times the employee's percentage. So they'll tell you a percentage. You gotta know that if you're looking at if you're looking at the employee's percent, so like we just said, that the school pays 70%, well then you gotta know, if they pay 70%, then I pay what? 30%. So you gotta make sure you're doing it. Deduction per pay, you just take the total amount, that you paid, that's paid in by the employee, by you, and divide it by the number of pays. With the number of pays, might wanna write this down again, weekly. How many pays do you have if you're getting paid weekly? 52. Bi-weekly, how many pays? 26. Semi-monthly,
Weekly 52.
how many pays if you're getting paid semi-monthly? 24. And then monthly, how many pays per year, annually? 12.
Monthly, semi-monthly. Is that every month? Or
Semi-monthly is twice a month.
why don't they just say bi-weekly, cause same thing?
Because we went over this when we covered that. why the school a few years ago changed from bi-weekly, they used to pay me every 2 weeks,
Oh, cause you can screw that too.
and then they started semi-monthly. Why did the school wanna change from bi-weekly to semi-monthly?
Two less pays for you.
2 less pays. They have to write less checks, alright? Now, they don't actually write the checks, they pay somebody to write them. So if you're paying somebody to write the checks for you, for your business, you pay them for 26 times doing it, or you pay them for 24 times doing it, which one's gonna be cheaper? The 24.
So do you get paid more by semi-monthly then?
If I'm on salary, so if I make $50,000 a year,
Yeah.
alright? Then, if I got paid bi-weekly, over 26 pays, you divide that 50,000 by 26.
I see.
If I get paid 24 pays, I divide it by 24.
I didn't know they were trying to jip you.
Then that's what some of the people thought that they were getting paid, but you still, it's the same pay regardless.
Yeah. They just don't write that many checks.
Right.
Which 2 checks?
Can you get raises as a teacher?
Yeah.
Huh?
If I get the more schooling I take and stuff, the more I could get paid. We have a pay scale, and it's on levels. And if you're on a salary, this is probably what, if you're working on a salary somewhere, this is what it'd be. The more years of, experience, the more experience years you have, the higher up the scale you go. The more schooling you have, the higher up the scale you go, and so you get paid that way.
Alright.
I'm such a child.
1, 3.
I thought we did eight days on
Put
39.
them together,
I thought we did
all-
137.
Not all of them.
What?
I'm telling you.
I thought we did two ahead of the time, and then I was
Hold on,
like struck
I got a
that way.
question.
Say what?
Should I wait or do I have to go into direction before we start?
You might wanna wait. Page 139. Don't go by what this book says either. It says 6,500. On the first one, it says $6,500 is the annual cost. If you find insurance like that, probably not much of the insurance. You're probably gonna go to the doctor and they're gonna say, yeah, your insurance didn't cover this, didn't cover this, didn't cover this. It's not gonna cover none of it. Alright, it's gonna be some crap insurance that doesn't. So on number 1, we're gonna do some of these together. How about your calculator so you can help us out, be writing them down? Be ready to read out the book for me so I don't have to keep looking back. Says, find the deduction per pay. That says check your answers, of course. Annual cost of the insurance, $6,570.
Hey, times that 5.07.
The employer pays 70%.
Wait, no.
If the employer pays 70%, what do we pay? 30%. So we're trying to figure out how much we're gonna pay, right? Not the employer, we don't really care about that. So instead of multiplying this by 0.70, what are we gonna multiply by? 0.30. Somebody times those for us.
1,970.
Everybody agree with that? Now, is that our answer?
No, now you divide that by 12.
It said we get paid, or we have 12 pay periods. Even if, a lot of times employers, what they do, even if you're on weekly or bi-weekly or semi-monthly pays, they'll take all the insurance out of one check. So that it makes it easier on them. So instead of splitting it up over all your pays, they'll just do it once a month. Alright? So, and that's the way this one is set up. What do we divide this by? Divide it by 12. What's 1971 divided by 12?
164.25.
Going back to Seth, we're gonna leave this 0.25, we're gonna round off to the nearest cent. Not to, you know, we don't wanna round it up here, that's rounding too much.
If it was 24.6, you'd round it to 20.
Right, if it, depending on what's after the 5, was it a 4 or 5?
It was nothing, but. just
So
say-
it came out even?
just say it was a 6.
Yeah, if it was like a 6 after this 5, then we'd round that up. If it's a 4 or anything lower, we'd just leave it the same. This one come out even, so we didn't have to worry about that. What's number 2 say?
Annual cost of insurance is $12,000.
So $12,000, that's more like what we are nowadays for, if you go out and you get some
Base.
low base insurance, it's probably gonna cost you about 12 grand a year.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Employer pays 80%.
So the employer pays 80%.
52 pays.
So what's that mean? If the employer pays 80%, we pay 20, so times .20,
12,000 times
2,400.
2,400.
2,400.
Now that's how much total we pay for the year. All right?
So divided by 12.
And what'd they say? How many pays this time?
52.
So this time they're taking it out every week. So what's 2,400 divided by 52?
46.15.
The next number was 3,
Do what?
the next number was 3,
So it was 153.
yeah.
So we just get rid of the 3 and leave it .15. Now what's gonna happen at the end of the year? Because if you're knocking off that 3,
You're gonna owe some money.
you're gonna owe a few extra pennies on maybe the last pay or something of the year, because that 15's not enough to actually cover all of yours.
What happens if you put 16 on
So if you make it 16, then the last pay, instead of paying, if we paid 46.16, then the last pay, instead of paying 16, it might drop down to like 13 or 12 or something, because we've already paid in those extra pennies.
that? I'm sure they're still out of
Probably not, because this is your employer, and all they're doing with that money is sending it to the insurance company. So it's like you paying a bill, or you paying Walmart.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pay them, say, oh, I'm gonna be back in every day this week for the next month, or, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna pay you an extra penny every day. That's not gonna, they'll do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna do that either. Next one. 3.
4.
Somebody help me out.
Lawyers authorized deduction of $163.75 from his monthly pay.
They get paid monthly. Okay.
50.
His employer pays 45% of the cost.
So the employer pays 45%. I'll just write that down.
And what is the annual premium amount for his group health insurance?
So he's paying $163.75 per pay. So this is sort of backwards of what we were doing, all right? They're telling us now how much he pays, and they wanna find out how much is the total bill gonna be. Instead of telling you, like on 1 and 2, it's 12,000, they're telling you how much you actually pay in. So before we did the total times the percent, and that gave us the, how to say it, how much the employer, or the employee pays, just EP, I don't know. And then we divided that by how many pays are worth, right? So now we gotta go backwards. Instead of dividing this by how many pays there are, we're gonna have to do what with it? Multiply it. So we wanna multiply it by how many pays does he have? So he gets paid monthly. So 1965.00. Does everybody agree with that, $1,965? So that's the amount that the employee pays per year. Now, is that the total amount, total cost of the healthcare? That's only part of it, right? So before, we had the total, and we multiplied it by the percent to get this. Well, now we know this is 1965.
So you divide,
We know the percent, what's the percent? Be careful. 55, because that's what you're paying, right? Times, the thing we don't know is the total.
so 19
So what are we gonna divide both sides by?
divided.
0.55. What's gonna happen when you divide a number by 0.55?
Gonna be higher,
It's gonna get
bigger.
a lot bigger.
3,572.73. 3,572.73.
Anybody else agree with that?
Nope.
0.73?
There's a 7 on the end, so
Alright. So that's the total cost of the entire healthcare plan
for a year,
for a year.
that's cheap.
Yeah, that'd be really cheap. I wish mine was.
I didn't realize it was that much, so I bet Dad is living it then.
We'll do a few more of these, and I'll show you my pay stub again on, that I showed you, and we'll look on there and see what
What
that.
happens if your wife
healthcare
has
is.
insurance?
Then
Do
you
you have to
can,
pay her?
you can do different things. You
Can she
can,
pay her own self and like
Yeah.
my dad pay me and
yeah, you can set it up different ways. Now, some companies will,
then, man, that's what my father did.
if your spouse has healthcare at their job, they won't offer you healthcare. Some jobs are that way, and then other jobs are, you can take whichever one is the best, or you can do them separately, and if it's cheaper that way. Number 4. What's number 4 say?
Rhonda has $215.25 deducted from her semi-monthly pay for group health insurance. Her employer pays 60% of the cost. What is the annual premium amount for Rhonda's group health insurance?
So same idea, right? What's semi-monthly tell us? How many pays? 24. So we're gonna take this number times 24.
What, 250?
5,030.
215.
Everybody agree with that? 5,166?
5,166, yep.
All right, so that's the amount of what?
No.
That's the amount that she pays, right? That's the amount that she pays. We wanna figure out the total cost of the entire thing.
So you times, that's
Divided by
40.
So the employer pays 60%.
Shoot, I think that was
It's not 60, is it? We want
40.
40%. So we're gonna divide that by 0.40.
21,525.
Oh,
That's not-
I got 12,950.
That's it, yeah, I got that.
12,900 and what?
50.
What the heck did
15?
I do?
Yeah.
It's okay,
Do this math.
Does everybody agree with that? So what's 12,915?
That's the total of.
That's the total cost of the entire healthcare plan that, who was it, Rhonda or somebody? That Rhonda has.
Oh, I got that again.
What percentage does she pay? 40%, the employer pays 60%.
That's pretty good.
Now, again, if you can find a job where the employer pays 60% and you pay 40%, that's pretty good, because a lot of the jobs don't.
What's your, oh yeah, you said yours pays.
I think they pay 70, but the reason that ours pays 70 is because that's one of the things that every year or every other year when we negotiate all the teachers' contracts, That's one of the things that we make sure that we put in there, that the school's gonna continue to pay that high percentage of healthcare, because the healthcare is going way up.
So that would be for one person, 12,950.
Yeah, that's for one person.
I thought your sons were older. Oh, they're going to college, right?
Yeah.
You must have had.
Well, my oldest
You have
son,
kids, you have-
my oldest son's not on my healthcare anymore. So I have two sons and my wife and me that are still on my healthcare plan.
You must have had kids when you were older. Like when you got out of college or something.
Pretty
Not,
good
not
at
calling you
college.
old, but like you could be.
That's
my
what it
grandpa.
sounded like, Dylan.
You could be my grandpa. You're probably. Old.
That's very true. Next question, number 5.
I think somebody else has heard a lot of questions.
Somebody read it.
Alright, she's
I can't
she's a
read.
pilot for, the insurance costs $4,400, her company pays 80%, what's the cost of that, she pays monthly?
So this is, back to, they're saying, this is the total cost of the whole plan. Company pays 80%, she pays what then? 20%. And it's monthly,
So that's.
so that means each one, when we get what she pays, we're gonna have to divide it by 12. How are we gonna figure out what she pays?
Times that 4,400 by 20.
So 0.20 times that,
Eight.
so she only pays $880 total,
And then you divide that number by 12.
and then divide that by 12, and that's gonna tell you how much comes out of each pay, each check.
$74. I would just put 73, 3.
I put 73 and 34 cents.
That works too.
8,000.
But I would just round that.
Now, don't round up that much.
I mean,
73.
Yeah.
That's 70 cents.
How am I keep
yeah,
getting
then
this
you're
wrong?
not under.
44.
Say potentially you go under 54.
Oh, it ain't.
That's their
fine.
problem. That's their problem if it goes under, well, it's not their problem, because they're gonna make you pay it.
Exactly.
But,
Divide that by.
what's number 6 say?
Mac, is a beekeeper, his annual group insurance costs $11,700. Employer pays 60% of the cost. How much does Max pay semi-monthly for?
So semi-monthly, that means how many pays?
24.
24 days. So what are we gonna do first?
That 11,700 by 40.
Times 0.40. Again, this is the employer, so the employee, max, pays 40%. What's that give us?
4,680.
4,680, everybody agree with that?
And you divide that by
4,680, is that right?
195.
Is that right so far?
Mm-hmm.
I divide it by what?
I get an answer.
Nuh-uh.
Divide by 24, what's that give us? $195. So each pay, he gets paid twice a month, and each one of those pays is gonna have how much taken out? $195. Again, we didn't round this off, that's just the way it came, right? Don't round off stuff too much.
Cause then you'll get a total difference.
Right.
Adam said he wants to do them all, so.
Yeah, we're getting ready to stop, and you're gonna have to do the rest of them.
You can do them all.
I thought you was finna show us the base stuff.
I am, I'm getting ready to stop and do that.
Let's do one more.
All right.
One more.
Next one, number 7.
His medical insurance coverage costs $5,480 a year. His employer pays 65%. What is the amount of deductions each month on his paycheck?
So monthly. So $5,480, that's the total for the whole plan.
Pretty low, already.
How much does he pay? What percentage does he pay?
35.
So 0.35 times that, what's that give us?
1918.
No, $1,918. Everybody agree with that? Now, is that our answer? No, it gets paid monthly, so what are we gonna divide that by? 12,
159.83 continues to 84.
159.84. If you put 8.3, I would accept that. All right, 8.4, either one. That's what I was talking about on the quiz that we just took. If you're within a penny one way or the other, I'm probably gonna accept it. It just means you round it a little different. Different things round differently. If you go to Walmart and it says, and your bill's $180 or $159.83, and the 3 just keeps repeating, what's Walmart gonna do?
Charge you an extra.
They're gonna charge you an extra penny. If it's something like this, they're not gonna charge you an extra penny because the set amount is $5,480. So at the end of the year, you're gonna get back that penny if they did overcharge you each pay. All right?
Worry about it. Throw that on the street for the whole.
Just make sure you remember where you throw it, Dylan, so that you can pick it up. Did you catch on to that, Elijah?
Yeah. He's so low as that. My dad's dead. My mom's dead. My dad was gonna be dead.
What do you mean was gonna be dead?
He drank a lot of beer. Did he put a shot in his?
I had to use the restroom.
What?
I'm gonna leave.
My dad was
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I didn't do better than that boy.
You can tell that
No,
this
Chris.
is may not be able to take care of every.
I can't.
Hey,
I
thank
already
you,
had
kid.
And
I was gonna get up fast to go to the bathroom.
that's why I needed that.
I'm still living in
Oh, hurry up, Scotty. So you go to the bathroom, hey, child,
I'll fix it.
child,
You're like,
you go to the bathroom?
I asked earlier.
Oh, so hurry up, hurry up.
Seth,
Hey, I remember that.
Said you good?
Like 2 years
How
ago.
is he still living?
His neck is just.
Who's living? How's she living?
Make sure you do the rest of the assignment, that's your job. If you wanna look up here. Again, this is my check stub. Looking at it, looking down through all this, all the deductions here. What's that one?
Federal tax.
Federal tax, this one, we talked about it last time.
SOTRS.
So that's my what?
Your what?
That's my retirement plan. What do you think this is?
Medicare.
Medical. So that's probably what we wanna look at right now, right? This one, it's CAN,
That's the.
IACC.
it's CAN/ACC. Anybody have a guess what it stands for?
can account.
What is it? CANACC.
I'll give you a hint, it is medical.
Dental.
Stands for cancer.
Cancer? You got cancer?
It's a extra insurance that I pay for cancer insurance to pay for oncology and all this stuff. So that goes right in there with it, $29.75. STRS EMP, that's retirement, but what is it? It's what the employer pays. Remember I told you that the employer matches what I pay? Medicare, we just got done talking about that, right? School tax, is that part of my medical bills? No. What's this one?
Ohio tax.
Ohio tax. HSA, guess what that is?
Is that the college fund for?
No, that's one of the funds that we've talked about though. That's my health,
High school with that.
that's my, health savings account. So I put money in there so that I can pay a lower amount for my health insurance So because it's gotten so high, I put money in this savings account so that I can get crappier insurance, but I can pay some of it out of the savings account. Does that make sense? Not crappier insurance, Roy, but dental, is that part of my health insurance?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You only put $2 in there?
That's $2.10 for dental, yeah. Annuity,
You don't go there, Dan. That's the college.
that's the college fund. One America, any idea what that is?
America.
Bank?
One America is another, it's another medical.
Oh.
All right, it's just another special insurance I pay. Medicare, this one's got an asterisk on it, look at the Medicares. How come there's two of them?
Cause one you pay and the other one they match.
That's what the school maxes, and that's why it's got an asterisk. That's what the employer pays. How about this one?
School tax addition?
That's addition. Remember, I think I said that they weren't taking out enough taxes there for a while, and I told them, hey, start taking out $5 extra, so I don't have to bother with paying in every year. Grab your calculators for me. 222.35. 29, I think that next one's 29.75.
75.
What's that?
33.
83.33. And what's that, 74?
Can't forget the $2.10.
Oh, 210, I did forget it then. What's the other one, 74? I can't see the other numbers. Can't read it.
That's it. It looks like 50.
50, we'll go with that.
58, is that what it says?
58 maybe? Whatever, we'll go with that. What are you gonna do with all those? Add them all up. 412 point what? I told you I get how many pays?
24.
24 pays. So what are we gonna do with this number and that?
Times out by 24.
Times it by 24, that's gonna tell how much I pay.
9,890.64.
So that's the amount I pay. I pay about $10,000 out. That's just mine.
But it's gonna help you.
Now, I said the school pays 70%, I pay 30%. Again, I'm not sure if that's exactly right or not, but it's somewhere close to that. So if I pay 30%, how are we gonna find our total, my total for this insurance plan? We just got done doing problems like this. This is 30%, so we divide it by what? 0.30. This doesn't seem right.
Is it a bigger number?
Yep.
I got 32,986.40.
So that's the total plan. My total family plan costs about $32,000 or $33,000
A year?
Yeah. I don't think that's completely right, because I think there's, if I need to take a couple of check stubs, because I believe the school,
32,000 a year, that's crazy.
I don't even think, I think it's more than that.
Really?
Yeah, because the school, I need to look at two check stubs.
Why do you think?
Because I think the school does something where they take out this amount one pay, and on the next pay, they take out the bigger medical part. So there's two different parts to our medical plan. Once they take out the $200 and some, the next one is like $400 and some. So I believe it's more than that. I'll try to look at two consecutive check stubs and let you guys see it next time.
That's kind of cool though. You save your money back.
Because I believe, somebody help me out and do this. It's like $890. Somebody times $890 by 24.
$21,360.
That sounds more like what I pay.
A year.
That's just me. I'll look and try to find my other check stub. But I'm guessing the school probably, cause I know this 222, that's not the total. When we negotiate that, I know it's like 400 or 500.
I was really surprised about the dental cost though, because I know for a fact that dentist is expensive.
Oh yeah, they're very expensive.
When they pulled my
The-
tooth, it was like $200 just for the gas.
Now you gotta, with the dental, what you gotta watch out for with the dental, it's only $210. My son just went and had, like, his wisdom teeth cut out. Guess what the insurance paid for? So my dental insurance didn't cover him having his wisdom teeth cut out. So we ended up paying for all that.
This is.
I don't wanna go to class.
I do that too.
You,
I think you just get.
My knees are
Like, when I do this.
Like, she's been on his knees a little too much. At least she's not here
It's
today.
from wrestling.
Why not?
They're not here for the rest of the week.
They have ag, they have store judging.
Oh.
Door judging,
I have
Friday.
tomorrow and Friday.
Then they'll let you go Friday.
Alright, so pays 3 times as much for dental.
Just walk wherever you go.
Yeah, what happened?
No, that's in a dead next spot.
I know, I just heard it.
Why though? CBI's fine.
I'm done it. I can't stay. I might have to get
CBI's fine, you know it.
It is not. We sit there and we highlight. I don't wanna highlight.
We're gonna make it big.
You know what?
Exactly.
It's so easy. I know, I have to sit there and highlight stuff that is
You only
useless
highlight
to
for
my
15 minutes, did you?
No,
Exactly.
no, it feels like a whole block. I'm telling you, bro, it does.
Honest.
Alex.
Let's do this.
We highlighted for like
We'll make
30
it
minutes
in.
last time, we got free time for the rest of class.
I didn't feel like I had
And that
free
means
time.
the dental,
If I had free time, I'd be dipping and going to the
3
door.
times that.
Just don't get caught by Miss Toothman's giving class. You can ask Taryn how that is. She got
No,
caught-
that lady
3
might
times that.
She got caught in middle school skipping class by Miss Toothman.
Right. 3 times 3.
After the dance, you wanna help me?
I think you
Over here,
That I'm,
I got yelled at for dropping M&Ms.
I'm gonna ask if I
Because get this,
Total for
Elijah, Adam, and Hunter,
$9,360.
all of
That's what it
them,
said.
and they just sat on like this.
So it said before
I'm
your
not
pay.
telling you.
Like, oh my God.
And after the two, that's the
I was there, they dropped like half that, and
Times that by
I'll go
6.
home with somebody else.
it was still full.
That's what's up, how much she pays.
And I ate 2 I mean, like you can ask Hunter,
I know you had some
huge hand before I even moved.
You gonna work that?
So she pays $5,616, alright?
But I don't wanna see, I wanna see.
Now, all we're gonna do is, all these are what she pays, right?
I had to get it all.
Equals $5,616.
Oh, thank God, some time to go. I seen him. I still got a rest of the day.
X equals 432.
You guys say something, you guys get too much.
So what's 400? So that's big, yeah, if you didn't have a pencil.
Oh, I got yellow and green.
Steve actually likes me.
And then you found that 132 by 3
Oh my God.
is 1,200.
Hey, Alec, did I feel like if you had apples,
Because just add those
Hey,
two
Keith,
together, just
you got
add them
apple?
together, right? Or you could multiply by 9.
you could have been the, what's the one that, I
Good.
I just needed to walk around with. I don't know.
Here's my
Why? To me, that you know that some people I like.
What?
I'm gonna go find the app.
Still waiting for the ambulance.
It was three,
What?
3,000.
What did I just tell you all over there?
Oh, I just love funny there.
I come to finish the last shot.
What is the smell of?